Hey guys, what's up? It's Angie here in the Fat Loss for Real group and for the 30-day challenge. So I wanted to hop on with you guys really quick. My hair is like so crazy right now. What's going on? Anyway, wanted to hop on with you guys live here in the group today because it's been like a few days since I've been up on video and all that jazz. But I know we're just like covering this one topic all week, and I really want to spend enough time, helping you guys, all of you, as many as I can here in the group, to take the time to think about the problematic weight loss efforts that you've made in the past. And we're not talking about, like I've mentioned before, we're not talking about things that you've tried that didn't work, right? It's the motivations and the whys for why you got started and why you wanted to lose weight in the first place that didn't work out in the end. So this was something that was really big for me. It was something that once I tapped into that, once I realized that this was like this underlying thing that was going on that I didn't realize, I didn't catch it for a really long time, and spent lots and lots of years, falling back into the same patterns of having motivations and whys for starting my weight loss journeys, whatever it was that I was getting into, a new plan or, some new diet or, some new mental or emotional approach, right? I tried those kinds of things. I was, listening to all kinds of audios and gurus and mentors and, thinking that the next one and the next one and the next one would have the answer. When really, and I know it's so cliche to say, so bear with me, but it really was true that everything I needed was inside of me. Everything I needed, my staying power, that's what I titled this video, was your staying power. And I really love to say that, to say your staying power, because it's not about discipline or willpower. It's got to do with your staying power. It's what motivation or your why that you can tap into that's going to give you the staying power to do what you need to do to achieve a certain result, right? So over the coming weeks, we're going to be getting further into some other topics that are going to tie into this, and you guys are going to see over time where we're headed with this and how powerful this stuff is. So but this being the biggest obstacle that I wanted to address first, because this is the single biggest thing that we fall into, is having the wrong motivation, the wrong why for starting a weight loss journey. We're either pushed by, and it's usually in the negative, right? It's usually in the negative. We're pushed by some pain that we have, or we're pushed by some pressure or some stress or strain that's coming from an outside source. Maybe we're wanting to please others, or wanting to make other family members happy with us. We're wanting to, not be judged in public for our weight and that kind of thing. You might be thinking and I thought at one point, well, yeah, that's, reason enough, right, to go on a weight loss journey. But it never was. It never was. It never gave me my staying power, right? That would let me stick to my plan and stick to it long enough to see real results and be able to keep those results. So really, if you haven't done the exercise yet, because I know a good amount of you have, thank you so much for being, seriously, thank you for taking the time to do that, because, it really, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and share and get feedback and all of that is really ultimately what's going to help you to be able to really make a change that's going to help you to move forward and achieve your goals, right? And bigger than that is going to help you to step into the life that you really want to be living, right? The transformation. It's really what we're talking about here, is making a transformation in your life, right? It's not about just dropping some pounds, right? You're looking to make a real transformation, a real shift, a real change. So for those of you who haven't completed your exercises yet, the assignments that I posted, get to that. Hey Sandra, what's up? So for those of you who haven't done your assignment yet, get to that. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting another assignment for the weekend, and that's going to be moving us into the next phase of things. before we get into next week's topic. So I'm really excited about next week's topic because it is yet another huge obstacle that prevents us from achieving our weight loss goals. So I just love this stuff. I love it. I'm like super passionate about this. And if you fall, if you fall one day behind, is that what you mean, Sandra? I'm good, Sandra. Like if you fall one day behind? It's okay if you fall one day behind. Like if you end up missing a day's assignment, it's always there in the group, in the unit. So you don't need to worry about, like you can go back and get to things as you can. That's totally fine. So yeah, yeah, like I said, really looking forward to next week's topic, because each week we're going to be covering like these big obstacles, right? And these are the obstacles that I discovered that were really holding me back, right? Because like I told you guys before, I used to journal like nothing else. Like I sat for hours and hours and hours. I was a stay-at-home mom like the whole time. So I'd like sit there with my babies and I'd have my journal and I'd be like, like just weeding through everything that I could possibly think of that was holding me back from being able to lose weight. And, you know, and I would, like I said, I would think, I'd be like, that's it. And I'd get like, oh, that's it. I'm gonna do it this time, you know? And I'd think that I had the right motivation, but you know, like I said, what's up, Loretta? I would think like that I had it, and then 3, 5 days, 7 days in, I was out. I was out because I was like grinding through the whole time. I was like my fists were clenched and I was like holding on for dear life, like through every single day. It was painful. I was like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. So, yeah, so you said when you have a Christmas party and fall down. Oh, you're talking about falling off plan. Okay, couple of things here. One, don't sit and beat yourself up about it. Like get up and next moment or next day you're back on. Like that was one of the things that I had been sharing before. Like if you can make like your gaps, right, you're not gonna, okay, and then the second thing is you're not going to be perfect all the time, you know. Get right back up and get right back on. You're not going to be perfect 100% of the time, neither am I, right? It happens. You fall off, you slip up, or you like forget, you know, like you'll slip up and forget and like go and eat the cake when you shouldn't have, right? So don't beat yourself up, just get right back on. And that was the second thing, that you're not going to, because you're not going to be perfect all the time, if you can shorten the gaps, right, between falling off and getting back on, you're going to gain less weight over time and lose more weight. So that does work. I mean, that's, and like, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect either. I'll slip up, or I'll take, you know, an extra off day when I wasn't supposed to, or the thing is I keep going. And if I do slip up and I do fall off, I'm like on course to correct, you know? And so, you know, that's my advice to you, Sandra. You know, don't beat yourself up if it happens. Don't, you know, sit and spend a week like, and I'm only saying from my own like experience, like I've done it, I did it for years. Like before I used to do that, I would just, well, you know, the hell with it. Like I fell off, so, you know, may as well just finish up the rest of the ice cream in the freezer for the week, you know, and like I got bread, so I may as well eat that, you know. But I learned that, okay, all right, you fell off, like, all right, okay, you know, love you, girl, but it's time to get back on, you know, slipped up, but okay, it happens, shit happens, you know, it happens. Or sometimes you're hit with a situation you weren't prepared for, you know, and you can't sit and beat yourself up over it, you know, like I said, shit happens. So, you know, you get back up and you get back on. And like I said, if you can shorten the gaps between when, you know, when you fell off and when you get back on, you're going to see less weight gain over time and more weight loss, right? It's never going to be perfect. Never. We're not robots, you know, we're not machines. So, Yeah. Yes, Sandra, exactly. That's the key, right? Live and learn, right? We have to learn. And I think that was one of the most powerful things too. I always say this is one of the most powerful things. Like, there's so many powerful things that I learned through my weight loss journey, but that was definitely one of them, where it was like, instead of, you know, it's like when you're a little girl and you fall off your bike and your dad's like, don't sit there and cry about it, just get up and try again and learn from the mistake, you know? Like, so that's what I started doing, actually. Like, I would sit with my notebook and I would write down, like, if I had messed up, I would be like, okay, well, can I backtrack and see what happened there? And then I learned, like, okay, when I'm in new social settings or when I'm visiting with family, or I would practice saying no, like, in a very loving and kind way, because it was really uncomfortable for me to say, I'm sorry, I'm not eating that, you know, like, I can't eat potatoes right now, or I can't have rice, like, I'm not eating tortillas, like, I'm sorry, I can't, you know. And I felt really bad saying no, especially when somebody cooks something for you. That was like the worst. It was like so hard. It was so hard to like sit there and be like, I can't eat that. I'm not eating that right now. I can't have sugar. I can't have rice, like all this stuff. Like, I'm sorry. But I just learned to go, like, I would go like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not eating that right now. Like, I can't. And then I'd be a moment of me going like, oh, like, I know they're gonna get mad. But I think that over time, like, the more they saw my consistency with it and how serious I was, and that I was committed, and I wasn't trying to hurt them or offend them, like, in time, they were okay. People were okay. My dad would make fun of me, even though, like, my dad's the first one to, like, tell me not to take seconds, but then if I'm on a diet, he's, like, the first one to laugh at me for not eating bread. Like, it's like, which way do you want me to be? So, yeah. So, yeah, that's, you know, that's my take on that. And I definitely, Sandra, throughout my time, you know, when I was losing like a lot of my weight, right, I've kept it off, but when I was really shedding a lot of weight, I had my moments where I fell off, right? I had my moments when I went and, you know, I was having wings or something, and then I just decided tonight I'm gonna go crazy on the ranch, you know? It's like, you can't do that, you know, or I was having a super stressful week and I went and just, you know, got, you know, burgers or something, you know. It happened, it did, but I would quickly get back, you know, and I wouldn't let myself slip back into my old ways of living like that, right? That was a constant before. That was like, you know, I lived through, we used to eat fast food all the time. We used to, like, yeah, we used to eat a lot of junk food. Fast food and junk food, and I mean, anything that was like, you know, we could just grab it and soothe ourselves with. That's what we used to do. So don't do that anymore, and I found that that's not the kind of soothing I need. All that kind of good stuff. So, and that was not taking me in a direction that I wanted to go in, right? That was pretty scary. Just feeling myself so out of control, right? And I thought, like, even if I was diagnosed with a, you know, some kind of fatal disease, that I wouldn't be able to control myself. If they had told me you need to stop eating like this because you're diagnosed with this, you're gonna die. I had the thought at one point that even if I was told that, I don't think I could control myself, right? Because I hadn't gotten to the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys here. I hadn't gotten to that real deep, true motivation and my why for being on a weight loss plan. So I was stuck, right? Just stuck. You try to go and it's like, no. Try to go and no. Try to go and you fail. You're like, you just keep hitting a wall. So this is the stuff that I learned, that I implemented, and made that shift for me. So yeah, so those of you who haven't done your exercise, that is on, the assignment was on day, it was day 2 that I gave out the assignment. Day 3 was to post it, right? Or to create your graph and post it. And tomorrow I'm going to give you guys some stuff to run with for the weekend. Just some things to think about, some things to start making a shift away from making these, you know, taking these like steps to start a weight loss journey and things, or the motivations, having the motivations that are going to keep you stuck, right? Stuff that's not yours is not going to give you the staying power, right? To stick with it, and stick with it long enough, like I always say, stick with it long enough to see real results and keep them. Okay, that's really important to me, that you guys are not just in here to lose 5 pounds and then, you know, next week you've gained it back. What's the point? What would be the point of this, right? I want you guys to have the shift that I had, have the change and the chance, man. Like, ooh, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, but you know, the chance for that to happen for you to actually be able to lose weight. Because I know how stuck I felt. I know how just I was on the brink of complete despair and hopelessness that it would ever happen for me, and that it wouldn't just keep getting worse, right? So my goal, my intention here in this group, in this 30-day challenge, is to help you actually achieve your weight loss goals, right? That's what I'm showing up here for. So think about that. Think about that when you're in here. This isn't, you know, just a quick drop some 10 pounds and I'm out, like, or I'm gonna gain it back in a week. We're in it for the long haul, and I'm really, really serious when I say that I want to help you create a transformation in your life, just like I did in mine. So love you guys so, so much. And yes, Sandra, if you can do that, yeah, just listen to the videos whenever you get a chance. But yeah, if you can take a picture of your graph, you know, I don't know what those are called, but it's called something. But yeah, that type of graph. But just take a picture of it, and you'll see it in the comments of that day 3. You'll see it in the comments that people are already posting there. So so it'll be there. You can post it there, and yeah, I'll connect with you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's assignment that we'll run through the weekend, and then come Monday we'll have a new topic rolling out. Super excited to bring that to you guys. And then also, if you guys didn't already see it, it's gonna be below this video. I posted today about the quick start guide, okay? This is for those of you who are like, you're wanting to do my diet plan, but you're like, girl, like, I don't know how to cook like this. I don't know how to eat like this. I don't know how to shop like this. What is this gonna look like on my grocery bill? All that stuff. Like, I have put together, and it's gonna be out in a few days because I'm still finishing up, putting up some of the recipes, and Dave is like making it gorgeous. Like, he's the graphics guy, so he's just prettying it up and making it really like awesome. It just looks, I'm like, whoa, I did not think you were gonna do that with it. But that's gonna be the quick start guide coming out in a few days. I'm only charging $7 for it, guys. I've been working, like, you guys have no idea like how many hours I put into this thing. It's so crazy. And I'll be honest, I hate like writing out menus and shopping lists and recipes and stuff. Like, it's pretty grueling when I'm doing it, because I'm like, oh, I just don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I feel like a little girl throwing a fit. Like, I just don't want to do it. But after Dave like made it look all pretty and stuff, I'm like, oh, like, this is so cool. So that will be out in a few days. You guys can comment in that post about it. You'll read more about what's in it, and you know, everything about it, like all the cool like bonus stuff that it's going to help you with, and take away the headache and the stress and all that stuff, or the confusion, right? The confusion, because I know when I first started eating like this, I was like, how am I going to eat like that? What am I going to eat for what meals? And what does that look like? What does a day look like? You know, it's like crazy. So yeah, wanted to give you guys that. But you can just comment in that post, comment like me. I think I said comment me if you're gonna want a copy of it, and that will be out, like I said, in a few days. So anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna hop on. I'll post tomorrow's assignment tomorrow for Friday throughout the weekend. And yeah, you guys feel free to hit me up anytime if you have questions about your tea, or about the diet plan, or about what we're talking about this week. You guys have full access to me. And if you don't want to do it in the group chat, because I know sometimes you have, you know, questions or concerns that are more personal, hit me up in Messenger. I'm totally okay with that. You know, I've got my phone with me like 24/7, so I will definitely be there for you, and no question or concern is too small or petty or anything like that. Like, I want you guys to come to me, come and ask me questions, and I'm here for you guys. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. All right, good night, guys.